All right, friends, welcome to the end of Module 9. I have had so much fun learning about animal habitats with all of you. I just wanted to go ahead and review some of our key concepts that we learned. So with animal habitats, we learned about ecosystems, we learned about basic needs, and in our ecosystems, we had two different kinds that we learned about. We learned about land ecosystems and water ecosystems. So let's start with our land. So in land ecosystems, we have mountains, forests, deserts, prairies, rainforests, and seashores. And in our water ecosystems, we have ponds, seas, rivers, lakes, and oceans. Now, when we talk about animals, we know that all animals survive when they have their basic needs met. And so the two basic needs that all animals have is food and shelter. And so food, of course, would also involve water, right? So food and water and shelter. And then when we talk about food, we talk about our different types of species. We have our plant species and our animal species. And obviously what each of these groups need is very different. Now, I wanted to once again just take a second and review with you some of the key concepts that we talked about in Module 9 as far as our reading goes. So one of those concepts was chronological order, and this is how authors organize their text in a way that tells us what happens in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So this is a text organization feature, and this helps us to understand how things develop in a text. Another important concept that we learned is the concept of cause and effect. Okay, so the cause being what happens and the effect being what happens as a result of the cause. Another thing that we learned about was figurative language, and it was figurative language versus literal language, right? And literal language it means exactly what it says. But figurative language is a little bit different, right? Figurative language is written in order to give color, in order to give complexity to a text that you are reading and to make it more interesting to the reader. Friends, thank you so much for joining me for this module. I've had such a great time reading to you and just learning all of these interesting facts about all of the different animals that we've learned about. There were some things in here that I had never even knew before about some of the different animals, and I just loved learning about it. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend and stay tuned for Module 10.